Elevation Beat to all of you. This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. So yeah, I'm just laying here chilling. All right. I want to speak on the concept about job anxiety and depression. So the reason why I'm speaking on this because I want to bring up a scenario. I want to talk about a video that I recently saw. There's a young man, he has his own little business, right, where he sell insurance. And he does it online, deal with clients, agents, or whatnot. So he was under a lot of stress. He was under a lot of anxiety. He was so tired and he had so much on his plate that he was trying to get done. So his uncle came into the room and asked him what was wrong with him. He was like, I can't sleep. I have so much on my plate. And his uncle asked him, well, when the last time you got some sleep? He said, I can't sleep. He said, did you get at least 7 hours of sleep? He said, no. So the young man has anxiety. Okay. He's been diagnosed with that. So his uncle was like, well, you need to take some time off. He said, I can't. And then his uncle asked, well, when the last time did you have some time off for yourself? He was like, well, that was about 3 weeks ago. So if it's been 3 weeks ago that he's saying you didn't have no time for yourself after that, he was like, no. Here's the thing that we have to understand, people. Anxiety can lead to depression. So for those people who don't know what anxiety is a form of worrying, having excessive worries, like you just worry all the time. That can lead to depression, and that's dangerous. People don't understand how serious anxiety is, especially if you work in a 9 to 5 job, right? Now, this man, he doesn't work a 9 to 5 job. He has his own business. But even somebody who's, self-employed or anything like that, they can suffer from anxiety, okay? But here it is. If you work in a 9 to 5 job, especially, and you're going through anxiety, that itself can bring about major depression. Because for one, you might have 2 days off, but 2 days off ain't even enough sometimes. 3 days off is not even enough. But in order for you to take the days that you want off and go on vacation, you gotta take PTOs. And then you gotta wait to be approved for that. You gotta wait to be approved to have a PTO. And that's a problem. That's a problem because, that could lead to a lot of health issues. It lead to a lot of complication. To where your body doesn't function as much. You see athletes, they really go through a lot, especially. They go through a lot of anxiety because they have so much expectation placed on them. They have to go to the gym and work out. They have to get prepared for warm-ups and all of that. They have to get prepared for scrimmages for the game and things like that. And then they deal with so much injuries. And if they stay out too long with an injury, then they lose money. You see what I'm saying? So here's the thing. When you have some time off for yourself, you just have to be able to focus on how to maintain better health, how to maintain your mental health. And people do not understand or don't take consideration of how serious mental health is. Especially if you're one of those people that work a 9 to 5 job. It takes a toll on you. It weathers you. Because you trying to meet up to the expectation of people who don't really have to work as hard as you do. Who can go to bed at any given time, who can take their family on vacation. But you have to meet up to the expectation. You have to make sure everything is on point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give you a little bit about my background, right? So at my job, where I work at, okay, so I do cleaning. So at my job, there was an audit going on. And management knows that there's an audit. Okay? They know it. However, they was adding a lot of extra work on me to do, right? Now, the type of work that I'm doing, okay, or the type of the department they had me working in, it will require more than one person. You would need two people to actually work in the department that I was in. Okay, so they want me to get everything up to par, get everything together, so when the audit comes in, they can be able to see everything. And I'm just like, look, I'm getting upset and I'm getting frustrated. I'm like, man, look, I'm not finna put myself at no risk of trying to meet up to everybody's expectation. Like, I'm doing a two-man job. So that's what I'm thinking in the back of my head. Like, I'm doing a two-man job. So it was a lot of pressure on me from my supervisor. And my supervisor, he's going crazy because his manager is over him. And I'm about ready to spazzle on my supervisor and the manager. I'm about to ready to go off on them. Like, y'all see that this is stressful. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, y'all know that y'all got things going on. Y'all should already have these expectations met. Y'all should already make sure that things are taken care of. Don't wait till the last minute when you know these people are going to come through here and they're going to walk through and see what's going on, and you guys are not even, y'all not even on top of things. And now you putting too much work. And then what's crazy is you got managers working in other departments, right? Helping out other departments, but they don't help out the departments that really need to be helped. That can be stressful. When management ain't doing what they supposed to and they're not getting things in order, that puts stress on everybody. And this is one of the reasons why people quit jobs. They'll quit their jobs because of poor management. Not because they don't like the job or they don't necessarily like the people. I mean, sometimes it could be the people, sometimes it could be the work, and it could be the pay. You know what I'm saying? So it's two things: is management and it's the pay. But it's more so of the management is what caused people to quit. That's what caused people to walk away and say, forget this. I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm going somewhere else. Because y'all not going to have me doing an extra amount of work for what you paying me for. So, and that's the juice right there. People quit because of poor management. When management can't get things together, get things organized the way they should, then it puts so much pressure on everybody else. It becomes strenuous. And when it becomes strenuous, then you start losing people. Because people either they going to leave or they end up getting fired because they don't went off on somebody in management. And that's the part. And then people just take days off. They like, bumpy, I'm gonna call out for a couple of days, or they might take a PTO off because they got to get themselves together mentally. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, you got priorities to take care of. You got bills to take care of, right? You got your rent to take care of. And if you got children, you got to take care of the daycare costs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay car notes. It's a lot of stuff that you got to do. So it's like there's the catch-22 right there. The catch-22 is, do you really want to take some time off? And what's the outcome of that because you're taking time off? How much money you going to lose? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and this is what you deal with when you under economic system like capitalism, especially. Or it don't matter what economic system you in, but particularly in capitalism, this is what you deal with. This is how stress gets to you. Then you want to know why people turn into other lifestyles, right, to make more money. They feel like, shoot, if I can make more money, quit money like this, I ain't got to worry about clocking in at no this amount of time and getting off at this amount of time. I ain't even got to worry about having overtime. And that's another thing. Most companies won't give you overtime work when you need it. they're not gonna offer you overtime. So it's like, well, shoot, if you trying to get overtime, guess what? They gonna take their money back because they don't want to pay out of pocket. So it's like that's really putting you in a predicament. Now you gotta be forced to get a second job in order to meet the income standard, in order to be able to pay the bills because the cost of living is so high. But I'm saying this to say all that when you have so much going on, right, and you worrying about making money, that can put you into a lot of deep depression. That can put you in a state where you are under anxiety because you trying to make sure that you good. Now, this young man who happens to work for or have his own insurance company business going on, you know, he lives pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Makes pretty decent income, and he's pretty successful. But even with somebody who is so called wealthy or so called rich, right? They too deal with a lot of depression because they trying to keep up with their lifestyle. They trying to keep up with their wealth. They trying to make sure they maintain their wealth as much as possible so they don't end up going poor. It's a lot of things that goes with this. I seen somewhere where it says it's expensive to be poor, but it's cheaper to be rich. And that makes a lot more sense right there because when somebody tries to be rich, right, or when they wealthy, it becomes cheaper for them because they can maintain their finances better. You know, the things that were expensive at that time period is now affordable to them. You know what I mean? So in order to keep their wealth going, right, they going to go for multiple streams of income so they can keep their wealth and not go down to the state of poverty, because when you go to the state of poverty, that's when things become expensive. That's when it gets harder because you got to build yourself up all over again. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to save up all over again so you can be able to live comfortably. So it's a lot of mental stress that goes on. You know, there's a story with people that has literally killed themselves. They have really committed suicide because of the fact that they cannot. They trying to sustain their lifestyle, and they had so much pressure on them trying to live it up. Or there's people who just gave up because they feel like they not gonna ever meet the standard of being rich or becoming wealthy and all. I mean, yeah, so people have to take into consideration anxiety is not a joke. Depression is not a joke. It's not, you know what I'm saying? And then I really feel it for women who especially are pregnant and they have to work up to 9 months of their pregnancy. I done seen women work all the way up to their pregnancy, all the way up to when it was time for them to have the baby. And I'm thinking to myself, well, dang, aren't you supposed to be on maternity leave? They say, well, and some of them say they job don't even offer them maternity leave. Now, only people that can get maternity leave is management. They job when they offer them maternity leave. Or if they do take a maternity leave, they can take maternity leave, but they ain't gonna pay. They ain't getting paid for it. They is not getting paid for it at all. So some women, they have to work until it's time for them to have a baby. And then after they have the baby, they can't stay out too long. They can't stay out no more than a month or no more than 3 weeks because they gotta come right back to work and make their money. If that ain't stress, and I don't know what to tell you. Then on top of that, you got the postpartum taking place. You got the postpartum, especially if it's your first time being a mother. You got postpartum because you try and maintain and balance your life as being a mom, being a parent, and then you got to go to work, and you can't spend much time at home with your child. And by the time you get home, right, you got to deal with the stress of the baby, because the baby's not able to take care of itself. So the baby's going to depend on you as the mother or as the parent to provide its basic needs. And you really don't have a time for yourself to get yourself mentally together and regroup yourself and stay focused. You don't have a midwife to come over and help you out. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes you may have your relatives to help you. You might have your mama, your grandmama might be there. But at the same time, it's rough. It's rough to try to balance that. You becoming a new mom, and then on top of that, you working, trying to keep the bills paid, trying to make sure that child's taken care of. So I feel for those women, especially, you know what I'm saying, because they battle with anxiety, depression, and postpartum. I feel for them. But yeah, it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot that goes into all of this, man. It really is. And then when we get older, our body starts to become worn out. We start to deal with health complications. And one of those complications that's very common in our community as black people is diabetes and high blood pressure. Yes, high blood pressure, especially high blood pressure, is the most common thing in our community. I hate to say this, but as a black person, you more than likely going to end up with high blood pressure because it runs in our family and it's very common. So we just gotta try to take it easy as much as possible. That's why I like studying concept about stoicism. I like studying stoicism. I like studying stuff that deals with meditation, philosophy, because it helps me to be able to understand and be able to learn how to manage my depression, manage anxiety, and just kind of keep focused on what's going on, be able to balance myself out. So it's nothing wrong with doing reading. It's nothing wrong with meditation. It's nothing wrong with exercising. Exercising is another thing that helps you to alleviate your depression, alleviate anxiety. You know what I'm saying? And it's real easy to tell somebody, well, just become a business owner, start your own business. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. You know what I'm saying? Even the way it goes, there's still going to be some form of stress because there's a lot going on. Because there's a lot of greed going around here. There's a lot of increase of housing. The cost of living going up. The gas is going up. Everything is going up. Cost of food is going up. It's getting too expensive for people's pocket. But anyways, I just wanted to speak on the concept about anxiety, depression, and having a job. Sometimes it can be very hard, but you just gotta try to do your best and just know that it's a challenge dealing with the workforce, the real world, and this is something that we have to realize that we're going to encounter, especially when we work for corporate America, right? We gonna encounter a lot of things. We're going to go through a lot of things. But anyways, you guys, I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I'm about to go ahead and log off of here. So I hope y'all have a good one. May peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany, and I will come back later to do more topics. I will keep y'all posted. All right, peace.